Hello and welcome everyone to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the first of a best of 3 here from the Ifeng Cup. This is going to be the recent Ifeng Cup between CoolXian and XiaoKK. Now, no, not to be confused with XiaoKai. Yeah, these are two different orc players. So XiaoKK spawning in as the red orc player in the top right. He will be facing off against CoolXian, the teal night elf player in the bottom left. Do excuse the occasional frame drop. I have absolutely no idea how to actually fix this. I am trying 60 FPS since I now got myself a widescreen monitor. Yeah, I don't know. I have been rendering videos with widescreen for a while, but sadly no resolution to support 60 FPS, so yeah. The videos will be like 90% 60 FPS, and then the other 10% is going to be this really weird frame freeze. I'll try and fix it. I am just going to try and get a series out because I have actually been stalling for a little while. Been playing a little too much Fallout and Guild Wars, so yeah. Anyway, CoolXian going for a Blade Master start here. Last Refuge is the map. Nothing really to say between these two races on this particular map, I don't think. We are just gonna have an Ancient of War start for CoolXian. He is going for a Demon Hunter. Seems standard for both players. I have not casted XiaoKK before. I have casted CoolXian in the past, however, so I'm a lot more familiar with him. And from what I understand, he doesn't really go out of the norm. So anyway, yeah, not much else to say. It is just the opening minutes still, so I'm not really happy about the constant frame freeze, but yeah, I have no idea how to actually fix this. I really need to try and get my external hard drive fixed, but yeah, there are implications there as well. Blade Master starting out with this Ogre Warrior camp by himself. The Grunt is actually going to go out and harass instead of helping the Blade Master. He will pick up the Claws of Attack +6, which is actually a pretty good item for basically any hero, but for the Blade Master it's actually a particularly special item for him. So far a good start for him. And it seems like the Demon Hunter also got himself the +6 claws. Not as impactful as, well, it doesn't really, amplify with the critical strike, as Demon Hunters don't have critical strikes. So yeah, there's that. An early circlet for the Blade Master as well. He is taking out the High Priest pretty quickly, and he will pick up the Sentry Wards for himself when walking, and he has spotted a Wisp, so he will get that free kill for himself. Thought he was gonna go for a Sentry Ward, but he juked even me, I guess. Early Stronghold tech for XiaoKK, and he might be able to trap that Demon Hunter. It's very difficult to say, but it seems like the Blade Master is near, and he will probably get a lot of damage down on this Demon Hunter, maybe even force a TP scroll. We will have to see. The Orca Burrow could be cancelled there, and it will actually, yeah, it's either destroyed or it was cancelled, so nicely done from CoolXian, but that did pretty much burn a TP scroll for that, and of course multiple Moonwells just to replenish that Demon Hunter. So with 2 Moonwells down, he should probably hope that the Blade Master is not going to be too aggressive as Demon Hunter moves out with this Boot Speed and TP Staff. Ancient of Wonders, which was placed rather curiously, is going to get cancelled by the Blade Master. Sentry Ward has been placed down, so he actually is aware of the placement once again. The Orc Grunt is preventing the Demon Hunter from actually getting in there, or so I thought. Apparently he didn't hold his ground too hard, and it seems like the Demon Hunter is going to have his way with the Orc base, maybe even kill this Orc Grunt, who is very, very low in terms of health. Nice hold position there from his peons. but it seems like CoolXian is also going to hold position on his archer as well, but yikes, the Blade Master able to execute his own soldier, preventing the experience given to the Demon Hunter. That actually prevents him from gaining level 2. Not too great for CoolXian, as well he didn't really gain anything out of that. No experience, he lost archers, he didn't even delay additional orc burrows, so he is kind of behind, but we'll see what he can do with double Ancient of Winds in his army composition. Beastmaster comes out as the second hero for himself. Fairly common second pick for just anyone against an orc player. Humans will, of course, have the luxury of the Mountain King, and of course, Undead has the luxury of a Lich. So I guess in reality, it's just a Night Elf thing against an orc player. But nevertheless, Beastmaster is a very good harassive hero against an orc race, as well you can just sneak those cool beasts around and go after those orc burrows. Surprisingly, they fall very quickly when it comes to dealing with that. Stat preservation was used right when the Demon Hunter was going to get taken down. I was actually unaware that the preservation staff was picked up, and it seems like the Blade Master of XiaoKK is taking quite a beating from 3 Quill Beasts, but he will level up to level 2. He has enough mana for a Wind Walk, but he will just wait for that. Actually, no, he just goes straight into Wind Walk, as the Shadow Hunter is coming out very soon. Seeing as the Blade Master is pretty low, I wouldn't blame him to go for a Healing Wave second, but Hex is also a very nice choice, as the Beastmaster is fairly squishy at level 1 as well. Will we see another Hex coming down? Mana burn on the Shadow Hunter, but that will not be enough, as the Beastmaster falls at level 1 thanks to that second Hex. Sadly enough, the Demon Hunter is still level 1, so he needs multiple mana burns to actually completely negate that Shadow Hunter's role. Sadly, he did lose the Beastmaster in the process, so not a very good start for CoolXian. Losing his archer, not really hindering the orc burrows in any way, so he has to heavily rely on these Druids of Talons to hopefully carry him to a victory, as we have XiaoKK at Fortress Tech. So interestingly enough, we have Fortress Tech. Have yet to see what XiaoKK will actually invest in. We don't have a Bestiary or Spirit Lodge. It might as well be Troll Berserkers here, but that is just my guess. I'm not sure how great that is going to be against mass dots. We do have a Naga Sea Witch coming out for XiaoKK, and he's going really aggressive against the Demon Hunter with another Hex. However, the Demon Hunter gets preserved, preventing him from taking additional damage. I still have yet to know what XiaoKK is going for. He has an army supply of 36. He is going for towers, interestingly enough. Naga Sea Witch, not really one of those heroes that you would attach towers with. It's more like the Fire Lord or the Beastmaster, but it seems like we are going to have Watchtower play here from XiaoKK, and Fairy Fire is on the Blade Master. Is missing a couple of his hits, but that's mainly due to the evasion of the Demon Hunter, not the Fairy Fire. And it seems like the Blade Master maybe took a little too much damage, getting killed off with a mana burn right there. Naga Sea Witch going after the Beastmaster, while the Demon Hunter is going after the Shadow Hunter. It seems like a lot of things are turning around for our orc player, as yikes, he lost his Shadow Hunter and Blade Master. Plus, he was unable to take down the Beastmaster of CoolXian, so a little sloppy play here. His towers are fortified and are constructed, so hopefully they will start encroaching at the Night Elf base. It's not how you encroach, as it is being built away from the base rather than towards the base. There we go. That is the proper way to do it. We have Sentry Wards from CoolXian, so he's going to be aware when the other 2 orc heroes are revived. Yeah, Beastmaster, I don't know if he's back in action. Yes, he is back in action. Oh no, that's not him. That is a Fire Lord. Where is he? There he is. Very low health, but he is going to be aided by, surprisingly, a Fire Lord third. So this is obviously heavily reliant on some of the units. Druids of Talon's not the best when it comes to towers. Actually, not that great, in fact. It seems like the grunts are having a little bit of an execution there, as apparently XiaoKK was supply blocked. Demolishers are moving out to aid in the siege, but a really weird game so far. Definitely the weirdest hero compositions I've seen in a while, and it seems like the Blade Master is going to be dealt with thanks to the cyclones of those Druids of Talon. The towers, however, are dealing an insane amount of damage against those guys, as they are unarmored and very weak to piercing. Demolishers are going to lay siege against the Moonwells, and it seems like the Orc army is just playing a bit of a poke game with their heroes. I have no idea where the Shadowhunter is. Nope, he is making his way. Okay, I thought he was actually like staying still in the minimap, but apparently he is on his way. No items, however. Probably not too much of a matter, as the Voodoo Lounge is built. Here we go with another siege here, or at least a counterattack from CoolXian. He has a fair amount of dots, and cyclones are definitely a thing, but he is going to lose himself a couple of druids as he destroys the Demolisher. So far he is just trading his units for those Demolishers, and I guess XiaoKK's strategy is to just continue pressuring on as the watchtowers slowly approach the base of the Night Elf player. Hex coming down on the Demon Hunter, but nothing else can be followed up there. Firelord and the Beastmaster actually preventing that watchtower from completing. Nicely done, but another Demolisher comes into play. Tree of Eternity, that is how the Cyclones are coming down, but Druids, probably not the best when it comes to dealing with a tower push, and yes indeed, a lot of damage coming down on the Demon Hunter. He is going to use that healing potion. I believe it was a healing potion, otherwise that was the Moonwell. Firelord and Lava Spawns are hopefully trying to just delay this constructed watchtower, but as you can see there, a lot of arrows just raining down on a single target. Grunt gets taken down, but that's of no matter as the towers are still live and kicking. I think CoolXian needed to maybe build a Hunter's Hole and start building those glaive throwers, but he is just slowly dying. And of course, I'm not sure how great of a counterattack these counterattacks are. Preservation Staff will save the Demon Hunter, but we have a healing potion onto the Blade Master. Will we have a trade of heroes there? It seems like both Blade Master and Beastmaster gets traded, but in this circumstance, it would be a very good trade for XiaoKK, as he is still, laying down the siege. And of course, the Beastmaster could deal with the siege with his Quill Beast, but now that he is dead, not much else can happen. Demon Hunter racks up another Naga Witch kill under his name, and it seems like CoolXian is a little bit impatient there, losing pretty much the majority of his units to those towers, and it seems like fairly decisive win from our Orc player. These towers remind me a lot of the Warcraft 3 beta, honestly. Not beta, more like the demo. Especially when Orcs were the only playable race. I remember when people would like to build towers right in front of your base, and yeah, unknowing people are pretty much victims of that very, very difficult strategy. It seems like CoolXian is a victim of this one as well. Raiders are coming into the mix here to just, I guess, accelerate the siege, as they do have siege damage, and oh, there's the bestiary. Okay, I was wondering where it was. Apparently, XiaoKK likes to build bases next to his opponent's main base. Good to know. We have yet to see a Hunter Soul being placed down. It seems like a second tree of life might actually make himself another base. Not too sure how useful that's going to be. You really need, you know, a working base to actually utilize the second gold mine, but we'll see how these Druids of Talons can actually do in their, what is it, 6th attack? Not too well, most likely, as we have 5 watchtowers and a demolisher. Okay, apparently things have slowed down a little bit, but the demolishers are still attacking the Moonwell. The Hawk is going to go in play. I'm not sure how useful that is going to be. It will spot the Blade Master very finely, but other than that, it's probably only useful when it comes to its level 2 form. And Snare is going to be tossed down on the Demon Hunter, so nicely done there from XiaoKK, implementing those raiders to pretty much counteract the counterattacks from CoolXian. Like, if he wants to try and deal with this tower play, he will trap one of your units, and heroes are definitely the crown jewel when it comes to that. Fairy Fire being used on the creep camp to hopefully draw these guys in, but sadly Warcraft 3 AI is not that impressive. Then again, AI these days are not as impressive as one would hope. And it seems like all it did was give free items over to XiaoKK. Mana Stone gets picked up there, very nicely picked up for the Shadow Hunter, so that's going to be additional mana and the mana regen. Beastmaster is still level 2, Firelord is also level 2 as well. He doesn't have any abilities that could actually deal with this aside from his ultimate. So yeah, he's pretty long ways away, and XiaoKK building himself another expand. I don't know about this game. This is a very unorthodox game with towers and all that. Hex into Ensnare on the Demon Hunter. He is going to get bursted down quite a bit, but most likely a Preservation Staff is available for him. It seems like Nagasiwish gets taken down for another time, and seems like the Beastmaster might get taken out here. He is the one with the Preservation Staff, so there's no way of actually saving him, as no other hero has the actual items, so not great for CoolXian. But in XiaoKK's instance, he did lose himself a Nagasiwish and a Demolisher. It doesn't seem to matter too much, as another Moonwell bites the dust, and the slow, agonizing death of this Night Elf army continues. Altar of Elders gets rebuilt, but yeah, without a Hunter's Hole, without Glaive Throwers, it's very difficult to actually deal with these towers. Right now, CoolXian is trying not to lose instead of trying to win, and XiaoKK has no problems with that. There's probably no way that CoolXian could come back from this unless XiaoKK intentionally stops his towers from attacking. Probably won't happen. Or if CoolXian builds like a dozen Ancient of Wars and starts tanking those towers, he probably doesn't have the time to actually do that, so I doubt it. Fairy Fire onto the Blade Master. Don't know what the second ability of the Firelord is. It could be Soulburn, but then again the Firelord needs a lot of mana anyway, so he probably won't commit to a second ability. Demon Hunter is maybe going to trade with the Blade Master. Nope. Fork Lightning comes down from the Nagasiwish, but the Demon Hunter gets avenged as the Blade Master falls. Very sloppy games from both players, but XiaoKK does have the safety of those watchtowers, so even if he is playing sloppily, like having this this tactical advantage is nice to have. More watchtowers are going to be placed out in the high ground as well, so unexpectedly the orc player is going to use height advantage to his cause, and it doesn't seem like it is going to falter for him. I don't see how CoolXian can actually come back from this. He gets ensnared once again, chained with a hex, but the cyclones from those dots are going to try and keep that Fire Lord alive.
Under siege.
Well, if anything, I've got a good grasp of how XiaoKK likes to play. Hopefully it's not his like go-to strategy, as that would be not as exciting to watch. I know people don't like tower plays all too much. They don't like siege engine plays. So hopefully next game will prove different. Otherwise, then CoolXian should be able to develop a counter strategy to this. We have Troll Berserkers being added to the mix here, and surprisingly enough, we had the Hawk hire up a Goblin Sapper and take down the towers as it was distracted. So very cutesy play there. Hopefully we could see more Goblin Sappers and maybe even coordinated attack with those Druids of Talents to draw the fire, and then Goblin Sappers to just destroy those towers. But for now, a very slow game. Level 2 Nagasiwitch, level 3 Shadowhunter. I don't know what the Blade Master is. He is 3.5 in terms of levels as well. Demon Hunter is almost level 4. Firelord is 3 and the Beastmaster is 2. So level 2 lava spawns. Not too useful, I don't think. Then, like, they were never good against towers, and being level 2 might help a little bit, but it's not a huge improvement, I don't think. Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage. He does have a health potion if he needs it, and he also has the Staff of Preservation if he wants it. Lots of back and forth going down between these two players. But with XiaoKK and his 2 Demolishers, it seems to be fairly good for him. Goblin Sapper also, once again, going to suicide against that one tower. It would be nice to get multiple turrets from that, but it's going to be very difficult. He will have to time his counterattack with those Sappers in order to get a successful land-in, but yeah, this doesn't look good for CoolXian still. I mean, it never looked good for him at all. He made some unnecessary decision making, and that did kind of cost him a little bit, and of course, not really dealing with this tower play all too well. The Beastmaster gets taken out at level 2, and it seems like this might be the forced final fight that I'm hoping for. Maybe there won't be a fight at all, it's just going to be a massacre. Nagasiwitch, will she die once again by the Demon Hunter? It seems like that will be the case, but Demon Hunter gets himself into tower range and taking quite a beating for it. The Firelord gets taken out level 3 by a critical strike from the Blade Master, and it seems like the Demon Hunter might actually follow it up as well. Purge Bull on that Blade Master. Healing Potion from the Demon Hunter, but it doesn't seem to matter too much, I don't think. Spirit Link was utilized, but it wasn't enough to save our dear Blade Master. Demon Hunter gets taken down, and the Tree of Eternity is going to slowly die from here. Seems like a GG will be coming down from CoolXian, and that will be game 1 of this Ifeng series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys again in game 2. Yeah, see you guys then.